Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah,
We got it! We got it!
New 52 book.
somebody clip this one.
Welcome to another absolutely awesome episode of Under Two Capes. I'm Jared, and I'm here with Teladia Plays as always. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up?
Today we are discussing Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman, and what we liked about both books, what we didn't like, and where they can improve, and then ultimately the way that this is gonna coalesce is which book do we enjoy more? And I gotta say, it's really tough picking because both were really good.
Yeah, both of them were really good, and it's really hard for us to decide on which is absolute better or absolute betters.
Bettis. That's actually not bad. All right, so first, let's talk about Absolute Batman, and I'm going to share screen. For those of you on the audio, if you want to see the visuals that we're going to be showing, just head over to my YouTube. You got Absolute Batman. I got to say, the first part where I'm going to say Absolute Wonder Woman wins is the design, because I get why Absolute Batman looks ripped as hell. It looks kind of jokey. The Batman who lifts is a joke, like that. You know what's kind of funny? When Jim Lee draws him, he looks normal.
I think Jim Lee is just an artist that nothing can be compared to.
Yeah, that's true. And then I do think Absolute Wonder Woman has the better character design. She even has the Wonder Woman logo. But anyway, so the art is by Nick Dragotta, and I really enjoy the art in this book. I like how it's more like a new. And you know what it actually feels like? It feels like Matt Reeves the Batman.
Oh yeah,
a little bit, right?
Yeah, it feels like Matt Reeves the Batman.
Yeah, and and first off, we're introduced to our first change. Alfred's an assassin.
Yeah, and look at the as well.
Yeah, the bike looks like something out of Tron, and he's like, he's got like guns in the wall. So he's basically, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and make him Slade Wilson. In other words, he is the absolute Deathstroke.
You know what? I can see that happening.
Yeah, this is DC, so anything is possible. But so I will say, here's what both of these books do well. Both Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman. They both make significant changes to the characters, but the characters still end up like their main continuity selves. Like Batman still acts like Batman. Wonder Woman still acts like Wonder Woman. And I'm assuming when we read Absolute Superman, Superman will act like Superman. So that is kind of interesting how they managed to make that work, because that's always a tightrope when it comes to making an alternate universe. Like, you want to make sure Ultimate Spider-Man still acts like Spider-Man. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with you. You wanted to make it different to the mainline continuity for Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't make it like, for example, the cape, right?
Mm-hmm.
The cape is like a bat.
Literally
like a bat.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like a cape where, how do I explain it? Where it's like a cloth cape, memory foam cloth cape, like they do in Batman Begins.
It was actually Dark Knight that they introduced that cape.
Was it in Dark Knight? I thought it was in Batman Begins.
Batman Begins is when they show. Yeah, they do introduce the cape, but the one that's like memory is in Dark Knight. The one that if you electrify it, it can turn it into different shapes.
Oh, okay. But still, regardless, it's still like like you want it to be different. You don't want it to be the same as the mainline continuity.
Yeah,
Right?
and I think they succeeded very well in doing something unique. Because again, Teladia, that was always my concern when it comes to the Absolute Universe. Like,
Yeah.
is this going to be different enough from the main line? Yeah, this is pretty different.
Plus, as well, you got to remember this is a universe where Bruce Wayne isn't rich, and this is a Bruce Wayne
That's jacked.
that's tank man,
Yeah.
literally tank man. Plus, he wears a tank top.
Yeah, and that's kind of cool. And it's more of a middle class Jack Batman. Then we also see the other difference is that for all of his rogues like Waylon Jones, they're all poker friends. So that's actually really cool. And I think that's honestly kind of interesting. And I'm wondering what Absolute Catwoman is going to be like, because that's another character. Because we've been asked a lot what other DC characters would we like to see absolutized. Catwoman is one of them.
I have a funny feeling Catwoman might be.
He'll show up for sure in a Batman book, for sure.
Yeah, I have a funny feeling Catwoman will be the Oswald Cobblepot of this universe.
Well, Oswald already exists.
No, but he isn't rich, though, is he?
We don't know yet.
I'm just saying.
It could be was the universe where the Cobblepots ended up as the dominant Gotham family instead of the Waynes.
Could be, yeah.
I mean, you never know, but we'll see. But so I very much so then we meet the party animals, and I love Black Mask. I love Black Mask's like helmet here because he looks like a xenomorph.
Yeah, he looks like definitely like a xenomorph, and I'm just like, excuse me.
Oh, and by the way, folks, those of you watching, drop in the chat your favorite parts of Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman. Which one did you enjoy more, and so forth. But yeah, it's like he's got the bulbous head. It's still recognizable as Black Mask. So
you know what it reminds me of? A Pokemon.
It does remind me of a Pokemon. That is true.
It reminds me of a Volta. What's it called? Voltorb or Voltorb? Voltorb, yeah, that's it, right?
You mean the one that's essentially a shock thing?
Yeah, that blows up.
Yeah, exactly. It does kind of look like a Voltorb, except painted only black. And apparently all of Black Mask people have this I'm going to call them Voltorb mask on them. And it's really cool. And then he's so obsessed with masks. He has masks after like all of the like important people throughout history, like Martin Luther, George Washington, and then Carmine Falcone. So yes, it's pronounced Falcone, not Falcone, Falcone. And then they stab this dude's eyes out and kills him. And then we see like Absolute Batman with the cape that's like programmable matter, and it's like trailing after him. He can kind of
make out.
Yeah, he can kind of like stilt walk, as we'll see later. But so then we see Mayor Gordon. In this universe, Gordon was a cop, but instead of becoming commissioner, he became the mayor of Gotham. And there's a crime wave. Yeah, go ahead.
Which I find interesting.
Yeah, go ahead.
Very interesting that he's become a mayor.
He's been the mayor before, if I remember correctly, in main continuity. But this is like the first time we first see him, he's mayor.
Yeah.
But continuing on, then we also meet, there's also an Absolute Barbara Gordon, who is, is that Montoya? Okay, so that's Harvey Bullock, and I know who that is. But but yeah, there you go. There's Barbara Gordon. I wonder if they'll make her Batgirl.
Too soon to do Batgirl.
Way too soon. There's too soon to do any Robins or other Bat characters at this point, because so far it's just Batman. And I love this. This seems like the Nolan movies when all of a sudden they're just pulled backwards. It's kind of like in that first scene where Batman first shows up, he just pulls that dude in. It's like a cargo container in the darkness. And then the door slams, and I love this. Barbara opens the door, and the Batman goes, "Whatever you do, don't open the door." And then we see absolute Batman in action, and it's honestly really cool. The other thing I really like about this is the art with like all the colors and the smokes and everything like that. I mean, look at that. That could be a poster.
Yes, agreed.
And then, so basically it's fighting. Another thing I like about this Batman, he keeps all of his stuff on him. Like his ears are blades. No, his ears are the batarangs. That is really cool. And it's a way of getting both the short-eared Batman and the long-eared, because when he takes his blades out, he still has like the short ears. So that's kind of an interesting way of doing both those, like both those sides of the debate. And then it's much more bloody. Batman takes out his axe and cuts someone's hand off, and then he kind of blows up gang members. And then he uses a gun again. We get a little more origin to this. So apparently, the Batman, the death was just Thomas Wayne, who was a teacher at Bruce's school, and then he trained it. He basically went through the whole Batman process and became a construction worker. That's the way they explain him being like jacked and stuff. He's a construction worker, which that kind of works, I guess. And then, yeah, go ahead.
Kind of work, but
it's kind of interesting. And then Batman has the shotgun. And he goes, "You're not going to shoot me. You're no killer." Boosh! And he just shoots tiny bats into Gordon's head and steals his bike. I love this. All the tiny bats. And he goes, "Bats are crazy." And then we get this image. And then we get a introduction to the absolute Joker. So that's absolute Batman. I liked it. As an introduction to this Elseworlds alternate universe, I think it was a fantastic option, a fantastic way of introducing the fan base to this new universe. Always start with Batman because that's the first one that's going to sell. It's going to get you the momentum. Yes. So the two covers that I have are the Nick Dragotta standard cover, and then obviously the Jim Lee cover. As soon as that was announced, I had to get a Jim Lee cover.
But he's gonna get that graded, guys. Trust me on that.
If I get it signed by Jim Lee, you're damn right. I'm gonna get it graded.
He's gonna get it graded. So
I'm slowly at a snail's pace trying to catch up to Brucifer. I'm coming for you. So then we get Absolute Wonder Woman. This was the one I was waiting for with the most anticipation, because as a big Wonder Woman fan and as someone that's not enjoying the current Tom King run, I was waiting for some good Wonder Woman content, and I am very happy to say I got this. So we open up in Gateway City. Now, it's interesting about this, by the way, Teladia, it's been back and forth in terms of regular Wonder Woman lore, if she has her own Gotham or Coast City or Metropolis.
Yeah.
This gives her that. She's in Gateway City, which could be a reference to the fact that demons keep entering our world from there. So it's a gateway. But it's written by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman. Fantastic art, if I might say so myself.
Yep, fantastic work.
So we see this upside down pyramid start spewing out demons. More of them. And they kind of look like pterodactyls from Jurassic World.
I can't believe you compare it to Jurassic World.
They look like that.
They look like demons.
But they're shaped like pterodactyls. Anyway, so then Absolute Wonder Woman rolls in with a giant-ass sword and chops them up. And I gotta say, I love her helmet.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
The helmet? The Legacy episode of Superman, the animated series.
Yes, the one where he's brainwashed into thinking he was raised by Darkseid.
Yes.
That actually worked. I didn't think of that. Interesting. It also reminds me of, she had a similar looking helmet when she became the God of War in the new 52. This will be a common trend. They're reusing a lot of good new 52 ideas. And she's riding a skeletal Pegasus. That's just so cool. and she's like chopping up demons. She lands, takes off the helmet, and then she does this thing that like ancient warriors do where they mark their faces with the blood of their kills.
Mhm.
And then this is the other part. So we also get the idea that she is like a witch because she's practicing magic. And then she like blasts these demons by doing the whole bracelet hitting thing. And then there you go, Wonder Woman, the last Amazon. And so the origin is Cersei, longtime Wonder Woman villain, the main continuity, was banished to hell essentially at this island. And then let's see what else. Oh yeah, Apollo shows up and basically says, "You're gonna raise this baby." When she says why, it's because the Amazons have angered the gods, so that they've been banished, and Princess Diana is to go with you in hell. So she's like, okay. And then Apollo leaves, but not before saying the word Amazon is also banned. So no one's even allowed to say the word Amazon. So that is also very cool, if I could say so myself, because I'm like, that the gods can just ban a word.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
And then I love Cersei is gonna at first is like, okay, I'm not gonna raise this kid. I'll just let the snake kill as a mercy kill. Diana takes the snake and literally yeets it. Like the onomatopoeia is yeet. She literally yeets it.
Yeet.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, that is awesome. You know what's kind of funny? I didn't notice that, Teladia, until I was rereading this for your stream for Snyder Fans Read Comics. I was like, did they literally? Because you know what's kind of funny? I said this on the show where I love where she yeets the snake. I didn't know at the time that literally says yeet.
Yeah, it says yeet.
And I'm like, okay, that is really cool.
It's epic.
Yeah, and I really like all the colors of the art, because if you notice, everything looks like it's glowing. Like it's very bright and vibrant. And then we see Cersei, and then we see that Diana is like essentially taming animals. And this is a reference to Teladia. One of Wonder Woman's lesser known powers, but one she has nonetheless, is that she can communicate with all different kinds of animals.
Ooh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, it's a power that's not really explored in the lore that much. But see, this is how I know that Thompson did extensive research into Wonder Woman when she was writing this, because there was no way you would have, because that's not referenced a lot in the comics. And that was my first clue that I'm in for a treat. Because Tom King claims he did a deep dive to understand Wonder Woman. No, this tells me you did a deep dive right there. And it just makes me love it even more. And then essentially what's kind of funny is that Cersei's like, she's going to learn the hard way that you can't, like, that the animals are going to come back and try and kill her. They never do. And what's kind of cool, I like these panels because progressively, as time passes, you see the caves start to become more of a home, because Diana is actually softening Cersei and making her more into a mother figure. Mm-hmm. And to a T, that is Wonder Woman. She's inspirational and a role model for all girls. And I swear, again, Elseworlds. But the character. Like, I was stunned when I was reading this, and I'm like, this is literally Wonder Woman. And then she's learning spells from Cersei. And you can see she even has more books. That's the other thing about Wonder Woman. She's a voracious reader. I have this funny idea that DC Comics also exists in the DC universe, and when she reads a Wonder Woman comic, she's like, it's like Logan from the movie Logan. That didn't happen that way. That's not how that happened.
I think as well the artwork is just amazing. Like, you know,
everything glows
from panel to panel. Like even from the shot where they show her, you know, building a house, so to say, right? Mm-hmm. It just shows that even though she's inspirational, Diana is inspirational to Cersei, she's also building that trust with her.
Yeah, she's becoming actually her daughter. And again, that is like one of the most remarkable things about Wonder Woman, is that she can do that. Then we return to the modern day, and Diana essentially has her Pegasus on the perimeter while she converses with soldiers. I love her red eyes because that's just another way to make her look even more badass. And I like the fur coat around her, like she's a Viking. And
yeah, it does look like a Viking, to be honest with you.
And then in the back, you see the pyramid starts to open up, and then it deploys this super demon. And then basically Wonder Woman battles it. And again, bright ass red art, and I freaking love it. It is really, really cool. The Pegasus does an airstrike and stuff. Wonder Woman tries like magic. I like the part where she's like knocked back, and you see her like bouncing as she falls.
Yep.
And then we see Diana learning about who she is and says, "You're an Amazon. Say it, Amazon, Amazon." And I love the zoom in on Wonder Woman's red eyes.
I just want you to know, how is she able to say Amazon and nobody else was?
I think it's because the magic didn't affect her when she was a baby.
But isn't she supposed to be a god?
Demigod. But well, remember, we don't know which origin they went with in this universe.
True.
Because it could be that they went with the clay origin, which that's fine. And it's like the word Amazon's banned. It could be because Diana was able to break through because she is a demigod.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a way that they can justify it. Either way, it looks cool. And again, the zoom in on the red eyes, that just looks so badass. And then we see, and then I love this. I love Diana's attitude. The demon's like, "You're beaten, give up." And then Diana's like, "No." And she goes, "We'll continue to hurt you if you insist." I insist. I love when they give Diana attitude. This reminds me of in Batman versus Superman when she goes, "I don't think you've ever known a woman like me." That's the line that sold me on Gal playing Wonder Woman, because the way she turned and also smiled, she was like, "I don't think you've ever known a woman like me." I love it. It's one of my
right.
Again, this is literally, dude, this has become my comfort Wonder Woman book. And by the way, we're done. But then Wonder Woman, by the way, I love the red lasso. We still don't know why it's red instead of yellow. We'll probably find that on a future issue. But essentially, so Diana says, "I am Diana of Themyscira, last of the Amazons, daughter of Circe, princess of Hell, witch of the Wild Isle, and you will not have this world while I still draw breath." Yes. Yes. And just the image of her flying with the lasso going everywhere, I'm like, yes.
That is the shot for the ages.
When I get the action figure, I'm recreating that shot with one of those flying stands. I could even do that with my hot toy. Can you imagine if they make a hot toy of that?
Wishful thinking, Jared.
I guarantee you we're getting McFarlane's of these. I guarantee you.
McFarlane, yes. Hot Toys, no.
I know. But what I could do is I could kit bash a bunch of stuff. Like I'm sure they have like 1/6 scale Viking stuff. Or people will make absolute Wonder Woman pieces out of like 3D spoilers. But Zeke says spoilers. I don't mind though. Okay, cool. As long as you still support the book, this is awesome. Now, okay, so that's the book. That's the plot of the book. Those are both books. Now, I will say about Absolute Wonder Woman, after a year of struggling through Tom King's Wonder Woman, it was so nice to pick up a Wonder Woman comic, flip through it, and love it.
Love it like, to a T.
Yes, I was reading this and I'm like, this feels like Wonder Woman. It puts the focus on Wonder Woman in a Wonder Woman book.
And you know what's also interesting?
Yeah.
About this comic as well compared to the mainline continuity?
Mm-hmm.
It stuck to the story. It didn't go haywire from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. And see, here's the thing. Yeah, leave a like. Yes, thank you, Zeke. I really appreciate that. It's like it's because here's the thing. I got to be honest. Kelly Thompson is very hit or miss with me personally when it comes to her books. I like some stuff she writes, some stuff I don't like. So I was going into this, I had high expectations because there's no way that this could be worse than Tom King's Wonder Woman. So when I read this, I was like, I will buy more of Kelly Thompson stuff. I may even add Birds of Prey to my pull list because this is so good. But so Teladia, I've talked enough. What did you think about Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman? Let's start with that.
Okay, so I thought Absolute Batman. We'll start off with Batman, right?
Yeah,
might as well. I think that Absolute Batman was amazing to read, and it was different.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like, you know what, you're not reading a book. You feel like you're reading something out of a movie.
It's like Matt Reeves' The Batman. It kind of has that gritty feel about it.
Yeah, it feels like it felt like you're reading a movie or reading a script from a movie. Script from a movie. Sorry if I can't pronounce that.
The official movie script of Matt Reeves' The Batman. Yes, I have this. Where it's the full script from the movie with stills from the movie.
You know what? I just had a thought, Jared.
Yeah.
What if they took inspirations from the Batman itself? Like while the movie was being made, they were like going through the Batman.
Well, there's enough time from when the Batman came out to now that Scott Snyder could have definitely taken inspiration. There's also a lot of inspiration from Batfleck in terms of how brutal this Batman is, and I like it.
Yeah.
I like having an alternative Batman that's more brutal than the mainline, even though mainline Batman is very brutal. But this is like William from the Sci-Fi Center says, you offer different versions of these characters. You offer your audience options. Now, by the way, so let's talk about this. Here's the thing that I also like about this. The characters are younger. And this was a big selling point of the new 52 as well. All the characters are de-aged. Like Wonder Woman, Batman is like late or early to mid 20s. Wonder Woman is around that time period. I know she could be like thousands of years old for all we know, but let's just go with what she looks like. So these characters are like old, are like younger. So you could see them be more impetuous, be more impulsive. So I like seeing the younger version of these characters grow into the versions that we know in the mainline continuity.
Yeah, I think, I think I agree with you in that terms. But also, what I also was going to say is, Jared, what I'm interested about Absolute Batman, what I was really interested when reading this was how they told the story and how, like, for example, Martha is still alive, right? Bruce's father died, but Martha's still alive.
Yeah.
And you can play the clip if you want, but
I need to, because you set me up for that. Oh, well, where is it? Here we go.
Why did you say that name?
Also,
Batman doesn't do ships.
Doing a Batman involved stream. I might as well. Mac 121 says Absolute Batman seems like a combination of Batfleck, Robertson. Yes, exactly. That's what it really seems like to me, and I like that because here's what Scott Snyder did. By the way, Scott Snyder, as soon as he said he was writing the Batman title, I was down because Teladia, he wrote the entire new 52 Batman book. He was the one writer throughout the entire run. So all the good Batman stories from the new 52, it was him. That's why this seems very like new 52-y.
I like how you use the interpretation new 52-y.
I kind of have to go with that. Hey, what's up, Tevia? So as soon as Scott Snyder was announced on this, I was down because Scott Snyder a Snyder working on DC is always a good thing. I have to make that. But and plus we also have great covers. But I'll get to the Wonder Woman covers in a second. But so let's go over a thing we don't like. I still am not sold on the design of Batman and the logo.
The logo.
Still not sold on it. That could get later. It depends. But as of now, I'm not really sold on it yet. How about you, Teladia?
I'm not sold on the logo either, but it's neither here or there. It'll grow on me, I think.
Mhm.
Right?
And by the way, Tevia, that was I know one of the volumes had Layman on the on Detective, so it wasn't. I'm just saying Snyder was the writer through all of Batman for that time period. So Court of Owls,
But
Absolute Court of Owls,
I can see it.
bro. Hell yeah!
Scott, if you're watching our stream, please put the Court of Owls in the Absolute Universe.
And Scott, if you're watching and want to come on the show to discuss content, I will reach out because I would love to just geek out about Scott Snyder. But anyway, so let's transition to Absolute Wonder Woman. First,
Yes.
time I show off the covers. So these are the
Yeah.
two that were on my pull list. So these are the ones I immediately pre-ordered. The regular Sherman one, which I like. It's really badass and cool. Then the Jim Lee cover, because it's Jim frickin' Lee. Why not? So I was hanging out in the section of my store that has like all the new books that just got in. And I saw this cover. And this was the only other cover they had, at least when I checked. Hey, what's up? And yes, happy Halloween, everyone. So I was like, okay, I'll pick this up. This cover is by Jeff DeCall, and it's this one.
It's so New 52-ish.
I know, right? And it wasn't that. It was just sex, more bucks. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going all in, pun intended, on the Absolute Universe. It's another cover. I love the cover. I'll get it.
Can I tell you what you used to do for your Jim Lee covers?
What?
Frame them. Get it
Well,
framed.
what I'm gonna do, yes, because as you can see, I actually did that with like my Justice League covers. So I may do that. That's actually a really great idea. Or I have comic book boxes that actually have windows where I can put an issue in there. So I could actually do that and have that really well go really well. But the point is, by the way, these are also selling extremely well.
In number-wise, yes.
In number-wise, yes. And that is, particularly for Wonder Woman, to have over 100,000 copies for Wonder Woman, that says something.
That says a lot for Wonder Woman. And it's like, as well, like the one thing I'll say about the fact that the first issue did more than Batman says everything.
No, it didn't. Batman's Absolute Batman still outsold everything because it's Batman. But the point is, it sold extremely well for a Wonder Woman book.
Well, it sold more than the Tom King one.
Yes, it sold dramatically more than that. That one's been going down, bro. But anyway, so let me talk about this. What's a criticism that you have for Absolute Wonder Woman? My criticism, it spends too much time in the past and not enough time in the present.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there. I think it spends a little bit too much in the past, but I think it makes up for the future.
Yeah,
right?
and Britt, and what's up, Britt? And yes, I have to play your intro now.
He's back.
But yes, personally, I agree with Britt. I enjoyed Absolute Wonder Woman more. Partly because I have more of a personal investment in anything Wonder Woman, thanks to co-hosting a show with Britt. But don't get me wrong, I still loved Absolute Batman. But Absolute Wonder Woman is divine. I'm going to tell you that right now. The writing is great. How about you, Teladia? Which one did you prefer?
I preferred Absolute Wonder Woman.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I think purely because of how the design and how the story is told and how there's action. Well, there is some action in it, but as well the storytelling, which is key. The storytelling of how Diana got to be with Cersei and her inspiration, that outweighs Batman, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Britt says the past, I would say, helps a lot to invest in Cersei and Diana's relationship. That's true. It's just I also spent a little bit equal time in the present, I would say, because it spends like a significant amount of time in the past, which I'm let me be clear. I love the past stuff. Love it. I just also would like to see her chop off demons' heads too. But I'm fine with that. But Barry says he prefers Batman because it's actually telling a story. Well, Absolute Wonder Woman felt more like a monologue. That's true. You could take that as a criticism. So what I'm going to say is, I think honestly, we're good. I think that that this was all the past stuff we're gonna get for right now, and then the next couple of issues are gonna be all present day. Or what other past stuff we get is her finding her sword, finding the Pegasus, finding her armor.
I think, what if Cersei gives her the armor, or makes up the armor?
She was that warrior before, homaging when Hippolyta was, because in the post-crisis continuity, Hippolyta was Wonder Woman on the Justice Society of America during World War II.
Right.
So they could homage that in this continuity by making Cersei, that was her armor, because Cersei has also impersonated Wonder Woman before, so it wouldn't be the first time she's worn that armor. Barry says, Absolute Wonder Woman has more potential. Yeah, exactly. I like the Absolute Batman because it teased with more potential villains. Wonder Woman had me more hooked, though. Yeah, I know. Do you think Diana will ever speak with a politics? Yeah, exactly. I think so. I think the plot of the book, at least maybe like the first arc, is her finding the Amazons. Because from what Kelly Thompson has said in the past, a significant part of the story is going to be Diana trying to traveling to all of these like archaeological sites, trying to find signs of where the Amazons went. So I think that's what we're going to see, because what they established in the Absolute Universe, that the Amazons were the first superheroes. Like, they protected mankind, which is very different from them being isolationists. And I'm like, again, that is really cool.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there. But we also got to mention about Batman, because I think we're kind of missing Batman.
Oh yeah. Now with Batman, I like how his stuff is how his gear is on him. The batarangs are ears that he just throws at people.
I think that is the cool bit, right?
Yeah.
The ears that comes off, and he just throws it, hurts them. But also the bat axe chops off people's hands. And I'm just like, yes, we need more. We need more of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, comparing them both, though, like I said, I think Wonder Woman just outsells Batman for me. That's just my personal take. But I think when it comes down to Batman's future issues, I think what will be really interesting is to see going forward is Alfred. His,
because remember, Alfred was sent to. Here's a point I forgot to make. Alfred was pulled from a job in Singapore and said, "You have to kill Batman."
Yeah.
So I think slowly Alfred is going to start to realize, okay, this, because he wants to like have a relationship with his daughter, because his daughter doesn't want to have anything to do with him. So he's like, maybe I can redeem myself if I save this city alongside Batman.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Superman and Lois.
Well, also, it's similar to Earth 1, because in Earth 1, Batman Earth 1 and the Batman, Alfred taught him how to fight.
Yeah.
So there's something we can do. But Barry has a good question. With how brutal Absolute Wonder Woman and Batman are in this timeline, do you think Clark will be the equator among them who reels them in? I think Clark at first will be a little bit more like New 52-y in terms of him being more aggressive. I don't think he'll be as brutal as the two, because remember, Batman has a freaking axe and Wonder Woman has a giant ass sword. But I think I think he's going to be the first one to like reel them in and say, okay, when they eventually meet, we have to like pull it together and protect this world.
I think it'll be Superman and Wonder Woman that'll meet up first.
Oh, of course. And we all want that. We all definitely want that. And
I'm putting that out there, right? Superman and Wonder Woman will meet first, then Batman will join the fray, then the Trinity will meet up with the old Trinity, right?
And then maybe after that we'll get the Absolute Justice League.
Yeah, no. So after they've done, because you got to remember, this is going to take you said it. This universe
From what Scott Snyder said, they may have like a year's worth of story or something like that. I don't know. But Nemo asked, how would the Prime Earth react to this Trinity? Oh,
this is what exactly what I'm going to talk about, right? Is the fact that they'll do that crossover, but it'll be about 6 months from now, right?
I would say so.
And I'm going to put this out there. I think the smartest thing to do is just to do the Trinity first. Don't do full blown Justice League.
Do small. Start small.
Smart starts. I can't even talk. Start small, then work around.
Because I will say they were doing the first thing right that they didn't do with the new 52. They're starting with one book at a time.
Yes.
Because here's the other problem with the new 52. You couldn't get so invested in the universe because there was they launched all 52 books at once. So you couldn't buy everything. But we had some questions. If DC were smart, they would do Superman and Wonder Woman. Yes. No. Just because Steve and Lois are in the books does not mean they're going to be love interests. Let's be clear on this. Let's give them a chance. Have faith, people. I have more faith in this universe. Plus, here's the thing. It's an Elseworlds universe. And Teladia, did you know that in practically every Elseworlds book, Superman and Wonder Woman end up together?
Yes.
Every Elseworlds book that people know. But anyway, so I am curious about the crossover Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman Absolute Universe. Yeah, that would be honestly really cool. If they don't do Clark and Diana Absolute, I hope that Clark will end up with Lana or heck even Maxima, anyone but Lois at this point. I'll take that as a compromise. I still want her as I still want him with Diana. At least that one universe. I would totally see a comic called Absolute Greatest, not World's Finest. Nemo, that's honestly really good. Wow. I like that. Absolute Greatest. Oh, you can do Absolute Finest, but not World's Finest. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea. Yeah, definitely.
And then Daniel says the broadsword is a Middle Asian invention. The short sword would be more fitting for Wonder Woman's Greek background because they made it since the Iron Age. Well, here's the thing, Daniel. According to Kelly Thompson, the sword can grow and shrink based upon her needs through magic. So it's not always going to be really big. But Tevia says, question, if that crossover does happen, what story do you want them to do for Absolute Trinity? A horror spin since Halloween. Well, if it happens during Halloween, yeah, absolutely. Maybe there's this big demon that it's a Wonder Woman event where the demons invade and it's too much for her to handle, and then Superman and Batman show up.
I got a better idea.
Go ahead.
Dark Side
Spectre.
Yeah, right.
Well, he's gonna show up eventually because he led to the creation of the Absolute Universe.
No, but he sends Steppenwolf.
So we essentially do Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
That's honestly really cool. They made one. Yeah, she is a witch because she was raised by Cersei. Yes, it's really good. Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman's greatest warriors. Wonder Woman being the muscle and Batman being the brains. It could be Superman and Wonder Woman as the world's greatest saviors. Yeah, there's any number of ways they can do this, and it's really good. It'll be interesting to see the Prime versions reflect on how the Absolute Universe are different, but still very much like them. Yeah, because according to Scott Snyder and Joshua Williamson, they still end up being the heroes. The purpose of the Absolute Universe is take away the support system, take away the Fortress, take away the Amazons, take away Batman's money. They still are Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. They still are the heroes we know of them. Like, Batman's not a hero because he's rich.
Yeah, Batman's not rich in this universe, nor is Wonder Woman.
I'm rich. I need that as a drop. That's the one ZSJL clip I don't have, and I need that.
But still, I'll say this, right? My idea is to have Steppenwolf come in to try and invade both universes at the same time, right?
Yeah. He can invade two universes. What they could do it like they did in the new 52. Darkseid already invaded the main universe in the All-In special, so he can't do that. I see what you're saying. He can invade two universes at once, though.
You could send Calabac.
Calabac is dead. Darkseid killed him in the All-In special.
What about the female Furies.
You could do Furious. You could even just send freaking Grail his daughter.
Yes, send Grail his daughter alongside Steppenwolf, right?
Or actually, I could see Darkseid not even invading, just watching. Because remember, he essentially created this universe, so he wants to see how his creation turns out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe Brainiac, but
Okay, that works. Barry Allen says ultimate absolute could end up being the ultimate piece of proof that Superman is still Superman, regardless of Lois. But we'll see what they do. We'll see. We'll see. Now, what I will say, Jason Aaron is known for. With Marvel and stuff, he's known as taking these characters and putting them in vastly new situations. So I have a little bit of faith in Jason Aaron because first off, his DC work has been superb.
Yeah.
So as far as I have a little more faith in Jason Aaron. Let me put it this way. So far, I have 100% faith in what they're doing in Absolute. So far, it's superb.
yeah, I have a lot of faith in them. So, Tevia says Darkseid could have a new daughter for his universe. How are they going to do that, though, Tevia?
Don't, because there's only one dark side. So I wouldn't do that. I would just have Grail. He doesn't need any new people. I feel like they should limit or merge people if they want to expand on. Do not give Superman a family in the Absolute Universe. For the love of God, please.
You know what would be interesting? What if Jor-El and Lara survived the Absolute Universe?
Bro, if they came to Earth later or like with Cal, oh, that is actually really cool. And they're with him. That's another vast like departure from the main universe. That is honestly really, really cool. I dig that. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave right. Oh, I want to see an Absolute Green Arrow. That'd be cool too. I'm down for that. Watch, she'd be like an ultra conservative because the mainstream Green Arrow is like ultra liberal. That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, in terms of like, but do you think Cersei will remain a good person? Yes, I think so. Yeah, you don't go through that much character arc with Wonder Woman. I will say if she doesn't, that would also be another good thing. Like she's the ultimate villain, maybe. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it because I gotta head to I gotta head to the Phoenix Press. But anyway. So we're going to wrap this up. So, Teladia, where can everyone find you and what have you got coming out on your channel?
Okay, so you guys can check me out on X at Teladia Plays _ on YouTube at Teladia Plays. What I've got coming up on my channel is I'll be doing some gameplay this weekend on my Twitch page for Sparking Zero. I'm going to plan to do it on a Saturday or Sunday. I'm going to plan that up. And also, guys, I will be doing next week Superman and Lois live reactions and Snyder Fans Read Comics. We don't know what I'm going to be doing for Snyder Fans Read Comics. We'll let you know. To be confirmed. I'll let you guys know by Tuesday what the situation is there for that. But guys, make sure you hit the like button on the stream. Just also mention that. Make sure you get this like up and share this stream with your friends.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So in terms of Comics League, obviously tomorrow we're going to be tomorrow at 4, I'm going to be on Sil Abdul's channel talking about the Absolute Universe, All In and stuff. So go ahead. So mark down your calendars at 4:00. And I may be hanging out with Tristan from Nerdouts Newsstand as well. But either way, there will be CLD tomorrow for sure. And we're going to be hanging out. And then as for Saturday, we're going to be discussing Batman Assault on Arkham. And then in terms of Super Wonder, Britt and I are going to be looking at the gaming history of Superman and Wonder Woman. And then to talk about what a Super Wonder game could be like. And then obviously S-TAS is going to be the topic for rewatch. Yes, thank you, Teladia. And then on Monday, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about the storylines for Wonder Woman that they should adapt in Absolute.
Okay.
I think that'll be really cool. So stay heroic, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lame. She belongs to General Zod. Zoe the Max about for life. We'll see you later.